this camera was recording for that last shot because I just managed to blow a ginormous hole right through my GoPro. I'm just gonna keep my head up, be positive for the things that I've got right now, and I'm going to sit in the stand, so I can't complain, I can't be too upset, but it just sucks. It's frustrating. It was my fault. As you guys saw, I was trying to go out and shoot a couple of arrows, put a few of them down range so I could figure out what I was doing wrong out in the field. And if you guys haven't watched the last 2 videos or 3 videos, they'll be linked down below. And I'm in a little funk right now, and that sends me further down into the little funk. So tonight I'm going to do my best to redeem myself. You know, I wasn't even planning on filming anything until I got to the stand, but well, you know, I just shot my GoPro, so I've got to pack this camera up, throw it in the bag, grab the bow, load the truck up, and we'll hit the road. But all in all, very frustrating. Can't believe I did that. I figured out what my problem was, though. So on my bow, there is 2 pieces of serving string that are supposed to wrap around your peep, and I have those 2, but over time they have shifted outward or upward on the string, which in turn has made my peep able to slide, and my peep was pushed up, I'd say about a good 1/4 inch. So whenever that happens, your arrow goes up and up and up, and I adjusted it back down to what I thought looked like perfectly center, aimed perfectly center for the target, and just smacked my GoPro. I was trying to film some cool, B-roll footage or whatever, and yeah, that was probably my most expensive arrow ever, and I hope I never do that again, because I also lost the nocturnal on the back of it, and I know for a fact that GoPro was recording. I lost all the footage on the GoPro, even though the SD card was still perfectly fine. I don't know what happened to it. I guess it hit so hard that it deleted all the footage. I don't know. So anyway, gonna quit blabbing. Let's go get in the stand. So yeah, guys, I'm officially an idiot for shooting my GoPro, but the only good thing that came of that is I figured out during that little shooting session what was wrong with my bow, and it turns out it was the peep. So that's relieving, and now I need to do a little bit of work on the strings. I'm trying not to leave ruts on this landowner's property, and so he asked me to walk in whenever it rains, so I'm gonna have like an extra 200 yards or 300 yards to walk in. It's 5:50. I wish that I could drive in, but it poured and poured and poured for like a good 30 or 45 minutes today, and the ground is pretty soggy. Alright, you guys, so I just got settled in, and it is 6:17. I grabbed the SD card out of this camera to import some pictures, and it only has 2 on it, so I'm guessing that the battery died. It was showing full, but I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, I wanted to take a second to talk to you guys. You guys know that I love to be like jokey and funny and laughy and just have a good time. But I want to be serious with you guys for a second, and I have something kind of important to tell you. And I was thinking about this on the way over here. I shot my GoPro, right? That sucks. Well, it's okay. Like, I can get another GoPro, and I can keep bringing this content to you guys. And that kind of leads me into saying that I have left some things behind and left some people behind in 2017 to pursue this goal of mine to film YouTube videos full time for you guys and put out some of the best hunting content on YouTube. And it doesn't matter what kind of rut or low spot that you're going through, people are going to have them. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your good days. Shoot it, whether that be with shooting your bow, shooting a rifle, schoolwork, anything, you know. You're going to have some ups and downs, but one thing I wanted to say, and for some reason I just thought of this out of nowhere, but like I was saying at the beginning of this, I've left a lot of people behind in 2017, and the only reason why I turn around and look behind me is to, number one, thank the good Lord for putting me where I am right now, and number two, thanking everyone behind me pushing me, and that includes you guys. So, with that being said, I'm not going to try to dwell in the past. I'm not going to try to dwell and think about the fact that I just destroyed a $300 camera. But, you know, sitting out here will kind of clear my mind, have some hogs come in, shoot one, everything will be great. You know, I've got to shoot something. I've got to get out of my low spot, but it's coming. And I decided to come sit in the edge of this field where this feeder is, where I've filmed the last two hog hunting videos, and one of those being with James. You guys know the spot. This is where I shot my buck. I just came over here because I'm confident in this spot. I'm comfortable here, and it looks like this morning's throw of corn is on the ground, and possibly this evening's, depending on what time this feeder went off. But I'm just going to sit tight. I'm going to hope that some hogs come in. There's been a pretty nice black boar that's been rolling in pretty frequently, and when he comes in, I'm going to turn the infrared light on. I'm going to turn this mic on. I'm going to turn the camera on. I'm going to pick up my bow, and I'm going to hit him perfect, because you guys deserve to see some good shooting, because I haven't been shooting very well in the last 2 or 3 videos, which I apologize, but hey, it happens. I think what's happening to me is, well, I mean, I know what happened to me in that last outing is my peep's starting to shift in my string, because my tie-in strings are getting loose and they're starting to move outwards. And so I will definitely be fixing that. But another thing that's getting me is, like, all I can think about is my triax coming in, and it's supposed to ship out on the 26th of this month. I'm ready to go back to the bow company that got me into archery. I'm so excited, and I hope that my triax is in by then. All I can think about is shooting a Matthews again. So I'm going to do my very best to get my head on straight, focus on this right here tonight. This field is absolutely destroyed. I'm hoping that some hogs come in, specifically that black and white spotted one, which I doubt it, but I'm just going to try to focus up, put a good clean shot on a hog, and watch it go down in this field, recover it, and have a good time, smile, laugh, and hope this video goes viral so I can pay for my new GoPro. go for the signature. Yes. First and foremost, what a way to come out of a slump, man. That was freaking awesome. So I've still got pigs in the field. Did you guys hear that? It sounded like freaking fireworks. What the heck? Like, we are literally in February. Almost, we're like in the middle. Yeah, it's fireworks. Look at that. Look at that crap. It is literally the middle of February. Wow. I've still got pigs around me, and I wasn't going to shoot those little piglets. I was going to wait for the big sows to come back in and shoot one of them, but fireworks started going off. They started freaking out. So I was like, well, heck, I'll just pop that one right there. Got me a little bitty black and white spotted one. What an awesome way to bounce back. I love it. I wanted to wait and try and thread the needle on that bigger pig in the group. He looked like the dominant boar. I couldn't really tell. I had a hard time seeing because it was starting to get so dark, but it looked like a boar to me. And he first came in. Jeez. He first came in by himself. Wow. Yeah, man. Woo! You done? Woo! Yeah, it's not New Year's or July 4th. Woo! Thanks. Pretty much scared all my pigs out of the field for no good reason, and now I've just got to sit here and wait. There's a little bit more corn on the ground. Maybe that big black boar will show up. I did have that deer come out first, and then the stupid pig chased the deer off. So, for those of you that don't believe in killing hogs or hunting at all, well, they're terrorizing the whitetail. The pretty little Bambies. Yeah, they're terrorizing them. So, the little porker's got to go. I can see my red nocturnal in the bush right over here, and I also heard that first pig choking on blood, whatever. It's dead too. They're both done. I'm gonna sit up here for like quite a bit more time because there's still corn underneath the feeder, and like I was saying, that big black boar, I want to see him. 6:58. So I've only been in the stand for 30 minutes, and those pigs came running right out. I knew that they were going to be here, but another thing is that that boar that was in that group right there, the one that I shot first, which I think he was a boar, but he was pretty stinking smart, so it could have been a sow, I don't know. The way he was acting and moving made me think he was a boar. It was kind of dark, but either way, that first pig that I shot, I recognized that one. That one's pretty stinking smart. I'm glad to get that one out of the group. Alrighty, folks, so it is officially 9 o'clock, and I've been sitting here for at least a good 2.5 hours. So actually, I got in about 6:15, so just a little under 3 hours in the stand. I actually had 2 more groups of hogs come up, and one group came up from right behind me, and then the other group came up from down there. And neither one of those groups came all the way in because, first of all, this one that came in behind me winded me, and then that group down there smelled where I came in from. Well, just by looking at it, complete pass-through, covered in blood, and I mean covered in blood. That's what I'm talking about. There's that first bit of blood right in there. Maybe kind of tough for you guys to see it, but right there and right up in there. Alright, if you guys will look really, really close, right there, and all up into there, is more blood. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw the piglet run into, which is a very, very thick patch of briars and stickers and all kinds of nasty stuff, so I'm going to go around to the back side of it. So this is on the back side. That's another huge patch of blood right there. And then it splits down to that trail and splits down to this trail. So there's my arrow. There's blood on this trail. The arrow is covered in really good blood. Really good lung blood. You can see lots of bubbles on the fletchings back there. Everything looks awesome. Move down the trail a little ways, and this is one of my most favorite sights in the world. I love looking at blood on the side of a cactus. Alright guys, so you can see my tripod in the light right there, and then if you go up and to the right a little bit, there's the feeder. So that hog ran back through this stuff, went through all this thick mess, out like this, went right in through all this mess, came down this trail right here, and I followed a blood trail to where I'm at right now. And as I started to head back out into the field, I was like, that's kind of strange, and I look up, and boom, there's my hog. There it is, right out there. This is a sow, and she is full. I'll show you what I mean by she's full. So, look at the old milk bags on this girl. She is nasty. So when I was telling you guys the other night about these pigs not leaving very good blood trails in the dead of winter, and their really long hair and their fat that they've built up being part of the problem, this is what I was talking about. So, you know, like I was saying, I couldn't find, I found a blood trail, but it just wasn't as good as what I thought it was going to be, considering that I shot it with that slip trick mechanical. But the long hair on these things just soaks up the blood. Right there, you guys can tell. That's pretty obvious why she didn't bleed very good. It's because it was all over her and not all over the ground. So I am going to roll her over. I want to see the other side. This is the entrance side, and it's really bloody too. You guys can tell. This is the entrance. The other side was the exit, and it just stuck to her. She's got some really cool coloration. I love the coloration on a bunch of these hogs out here. It's not the one that I grazed the back of the other night, which I really want to shoot that one too. That one will die. Doesn't matter how I'm gonna do it, it's gonna die. Okay, everybody, I know this wasn't the outro that y'all were expecting, but it got really, really late, and I tracked the sow and found her. You guys know that. And I started in on the piglet separate blood trail, and the craziest thing happened to me ever. And as I was tracking this little piglet, I took a blood trail, followed a blood trail that went right past the sow out in the field, and it was good blood. Like for the first 150, 200 yards, there was really good blood. You could follow it really easily. I felt like I made a really good shot right through the top. I've made that shot on about a 250-pound boar, and that dude only ran about 60 yards, something like that. So, tried it on the piglet. That's a 2-inch mechanical, and that piglet's not even bigger than 3.5 or 4 inches wide. So, I passed that thing right through, perfect, right where I was aiming. And it just ran and kept running and kept running. The whole arrow passed through. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys both arrows covered in solid red blood, really good bright red lung blood, had bubbles all over the place. I sat in the stand for about 2 hours after the shot and took off tracking. Never found the piglet. I don't know what in the world happened, but I lost the blood trail because that piglet took off running past the sow out in the field, and then it started running through some rutting areas, which was nothing but like sandy loam, like really good dirt. And what happened was, since the exit wound was on the chest, like the bottom side in between the two legs, whenever it would stumble and fall and get back up, it would catch dirt up in the wound, up in the exit wound. So it stopped bleeding altogether, and it came down to like just little bits and pieces of blood here and there, and little bitty like pinhole size drops out in the middle of the field, and never recovered it. I don't know how in the world that happened. Pigs have a I don't know. They have that one right there. Like, he had the will to survive because he ran every bit of 300 yards, no doubt, and maybe even further. But he made it all the way back to the river, and I have no clue how the little guy did it, but he did it. And it seems like I just have terrible, terrible luck with recovering and even shooting the really cool black and white spotted ones. That one had some awesome coloration, and so did the sow that I shot, but she wasn't anything like that little piglet was, or like the one that I shot and just whiffed the other night. So I want to say that I'm frustrated. I'm not frustrated because I know that I put the arrow right where I wanted it. I made a good shot. The arrow passed all the way through. After it took off running, it just pulled the arrow through the body cavity. I mean, the little piglets aren't any wider than about this right here. He couldn't have been any more than 5-10 pounds, just a little bitty guy. He wasn't any older than about a month old. I don't know. That dude just, he had the will to survive, and I doubt he did, but he ran a long stinking ways. And like I said, it got super late. I had to be up for work really early this morning, and so I just didn't film an outro out there in the field. Way too tired for that. So up and coming, I will have a skinning video on a hog. I know you guys have been asking me about that quite a bit, and I'm going to use that skinning rack that I filmed a video on the last video. And so, all in all, it turned out to be an awesome hunt. Such a good way to kind of redeem myself, in a sense, because I know that I can sit at a feeder and have them come in and shoot them perfect all day long, but I've got to step up my game in the stalking part of it, which I haven't done that in quite a long time. And when I first started bow hunting, that's all I did was spawn stalk. So I'm gonna kind of go back to that and get better at it, because that's an area that I need to get better at, and I know that I can do it. But like I said, my peep was moving up and down, just had a terrible time with it, and the strings getting old, whatnot. But one thing I want to show you guys is whenever I was shooting out in the backyard trying to figure out what the problem was with my bow, I figured out that it was my peep, and I could see that it was adjusted really high. So I brought it down some what looked like to be the middle of the string, right where the string splits, and I was like, okay, that looks good. I mean, that should be right where I need it to go. That should be dead on. And I draw back and I shoot, and of course I was trying to get some cool B-roll or whatever. I told you guys about this in the beginning of the video. Here is the GoPro. So let me get some better lighting on this thing. Yeah, awesome, huh? Arrow passed through, oops, right there. I mean, my own fault. I shouldn't have had it down there while I was trying to sight in, I guess. Not really, but I shouldn't have had it down there while I was fine-tuning, and cost me. So I will have to use my phone, which, you know, it shoots in 4K, which is just like that GoPro. So the video quality shouldn't lack, but the audio quality may be a little bit less, and maybe not as good as what I can get with that GoPro and an external mic. But all in all, it turned out to be a great hunt. Thank you guys so much for watching. Link down below will be my Instagram at 4B Bow Hunting and Outdoors if you guys would like to jump over there and check it out. Don't have much else to say other than a huge thanks to James over at Have Dominion Outdoors for coming out and helping me track that little piglet, because we worked our butts off to try to find that little thing, and I didn't film it, and I wish I would have, but we were like so caught up in the moment, and this camera died, and I had extra battery with me, but I just had my stuff scattered out all over the field, and I left the camera, and I was worried about trying to find a little thing so I could film an outro and get out of there. I thought we were going to find it quick, and I didn't want to make the video too long, because I've been doing that here lately. Sorry about that. But all in all, it ended up being great. Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate all the love and support. Share this video. Give it a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below. You guys know that I love talking to you. I try to respond to every single one of you, and I think I do that alright. And I'm going to continue to do that as long as there aren't just hundreds upon thousands of comments. So I will quit talking now, because I'm sure this video is really long. That's all I've got. I'll catch you guys on the next one.